Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to round 4 of the V8 East Coast Series, coming to you tonight for 300k race from Interlagos. Let's jump in and have a quick look at the track straight up, as the boys are going to get going in about 4 minutes' time. Interlagos, of course, quite famously used for Formula One in Sao Paulo in Brazil. So we start off on the start-finish straight through the Center S's, through turn 1 and 2, through the Curva de Sol, through 3 big sweeping turn, that one, down to the Red Raposa, down through the Descender de Lagos, through 4 and 5, which is the lowest point of the circuit, where we then come up the hill to Ferruda, turn 7, up through turn 8, through Pinaro, turn 9, and then turn 10, the tightest, slowest corner on the circuit. Then sweep down through 11 into 12, and then we come up through 14, sweeping up the hill, slight lift of the throttle as we go through 14 into 15, where we almost go up pit lane, and then we swing back down the start-finish straight. So it's 4.31 kilometres, 15 turns, and the iRacing record, official record, is held by Corey Shepherd with a 131.458. And a big shout-out to my co-host tonight, Mr. Josh Drage. Josh, how are you?
Well, I'm well. Hopefully not too much criticism tonight. Never done this before.
You'll be right, mate. You'll be right. We might just quickly, as we're flicking through here, we might just quickly move our way through and have a quick look at the championship standings. So the championship standings at the moment, we've got Brenton Hobson on pole in number 1. And the big talking point for the night is Hobbo is not here tonight. He had a work trip and couldn't make it. And second on 518, we've got James Scott, followed by Damien Johnstone on 505, Blake Warboys in the middle of a Synergy Sim Racing sandwich on 494, with Adam Briggs on 491, Andrew Dyson 481, Cameron Jones sitting in the top 10 on 459 with Dylan O'Shea, Blake Delaney from Fishy Motorsports on 451, and Christian Smart on 442, rounding out the top 10. It's a very competitive start for our first 3 rounds.
Well, looks like I've dropped out of the top 50.
Of course, Josh, it didn't take long. As we just quickly keep moving through, I think we've still got a couple of minutes, and we will move through to our starting grid. So, and it's not on pole. We have tonight James Scott with a 131.168 from Adam Briggs with a 131.239. Damien Johnston on the second row with Michael Taliancic. Great to see Michael sitting in the top 4. And after that, we've got Kenny Ladder. He missed last week. He's back in 5th, which is great to have Kenny back. And then after that, we have Blake Warboys in 6th, with Dylan O'Shea sitting in 7th. 8th is Jamie Dyke from Fishy, Dyson from simrig.com DPR in 9th. And rounding out the top 10 is Harrison Dengate from WK&P. Then we've got Christian Smart from Synergy, Cam Jones from Century, Michael Whiting from Fishy, Blake Delaney from Fishy, and then Sean Rigby from Performance Sim Racing with a great result. Jamie Davis from Autoserve Racing in 16. Chris Ireland is in 17. 18, Simon Chadwick. James Chastaneuf is 19. Alan Dawson in 20. Liam Jensen in 21. 22, Sam Noble. Jared Bailey from Rapid Team Rensport in 23rd. Troy Maguire from Fishy in 24th. Zach Skier in 25th from Pursuit Sim Racing. Jamie McKnight, the People's Champion, sitting in 26th. Hayden Norris in 20th. Stephen Varga right behind Jamie McKnight. Have to be careful he doesn't run up the back of him like he ran into someone else last week. And Craig Schultz in 29th. Matt G. Stewart in 30th. Dave Coleman in 31st. Great one from the Fishy Boys. Bruce Tannick from Mag and Turbo Motorsport. Mitch Campbell from 9.5 sitting in 33rd. Dave Nash from Riot in 34th. 35th is Matt Thompson. 36th is Nathan Brown from WK&P Petters. What a bloke. Oh, he's in the room still. Nathan Brown, how are you, mate?
I'm good, lads. How are you?
Not too bad. So I'm way back at 36, so I've still got to keep going here. Simon Vella in 37,
Yeah.
Warren Davis in 38, 39, Andrew Ritchie 40th is Michael Brennan from 9.5, SimSport, Damien Cairns from Taipan, Esports in 41, Matty Whitaker 42, Ash Davis in 43rd, 44 is Andrew Archer, Matthew Brunt from Synergy is sitting in 45th, 46 is Ash Barella, and 47 Loveridge. Scholler, Martin, Roy Clark from the Banter Alliance in 50. Blair Van Ree from WK&P in 51. Nathan Gore, 52. Benjamin Regulus from Century Motorsports in 53. Peter Pavlich is sitting in 54. Nathan Cook in 55. Corey Brand in 56. Scotty Perrins shows up in the top split in 57th. And Stefan Lawrence in 58 and 59 from Bogan Racing is Brad Doble. And rounding out our top 60 cars we've got tonight, we have from Century Motorsports, Blake Urquhart. It's a few boys on the grid there.
Yeah, certainly a few of us here, and as I sort of jump on the field, there's a lot of cars right about now.
Well, you're sitting in the middle of them, Nath, so...
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. My aim for the first all of it is just survive.
Just survive.
I feel like there's a few songs about that, but
So you're going to sit in and commentate and race tonight, eh? Is that the go?
We can give it a go. Have you got the bleep already?
Oh, we know what you're like.
I think anything's possible with any of the whoop whoop whoop. That's close and all that sort of stuff. But
10.
With 20 seconds to go, I might love yous and leave yous, boys, and I'll join back in during the race.
No worries, mate. Enjoy.
See you, chaps. Have fun.
No worries.
I was just sitting on board with the car. I thought it was in P1, but it was actually in P20. That's how long the field is.
It definitely goes a long way back. And let's just get... And we've got 3 green, 4 green, 5 red, sorry. Green flag, we are racing. The boys are off. Looks like everyone's gotten away quite fairly. One slow car at the back, not sure who that is. As we head down into turn 1. And, oh no! That looks like Andrew Dyson. Not sure who he's collected there. Might be Michael Talianch, I think. We'll leave that one for the stewards. Nathan Brown in a big crash. We'll come back to that. As we head down the front straight now. James Scott cleanly away here. Nicely. Leading out Adam Briggs, his teammate. Warboys sit up into 3rd. Up 3 spots already. Damien Johnston in 4th. Kenny Ladder in 5th. 6th is Harrison Dengate up 4 spots. And Dyson has recovered himself to be sitting in 7th, I believe. And Talianch is back to 13th. So that's a fairly hectic start already, Nath. And Josh?
I think Nathan will be glad that he jumped out of the comm box. A few beeping words might have come out of his mouth in the opening corner.
We might just take this quick opportunity to go to a Supercheap auto replay. On board here, watching Nathan on the outside. And not giving enough room, Mr. Brown. I'm sure the stewards will have a bit to say about that. A bit disappointed no one else collected him, but that's all right. One job, Scotty Perrins.
He might find a penalty out of that. But we'll see what they come back with.
Of course, Josh Strage, the experienced race control from vets, so a lot of the boys know being not the serving hand of Josh. So if Josh is saying Nate's due for one, expect it to come up soon. As James Scott leads through lap 1 here with Adam Briggs right behind. Warboys is already 1.6 seconds back. Johnston is 0.9 behind them. So we've got a bit of a battle going on behind that. Andrew Dyson's under a bit of pressure here. Oh, sorry, putting a bit of pressure on Kenny Ladder.
A little bit there. Just going to have to lock you and leave you for about 3 seconds, Johnny.
No worries, mate. Well, I think I can manage this one. And Dyson looking left, looking right, keeping the pressure right on. Millimetres distance between the 2 cars. As Dyson here having a very good look as we come up. A bit of brake lock from Damien Johnson in front. Gives Kenny Ladder a bit of a sniff to catch up. We've got a few off tracks happening behind us, but we'll come back to those. So let's see Dyson right up, almost touching the Dr. Epoxy sign on the bumper bar here. Can he get the draft? This is one of the most important parts of this circuit. You've got to get this draft here. Don't get the draft, you can't get the opportunity to pass on turn one. Ladder using the fence on one side, on the other side. Here comes Dyson into the braking zone. He's looking at it. He's in.
Oh.
He's got the job done. No, he's too hot. He's through. He's on the grass. Oh! I shouldn't get so excited. I'm going to sound like Sandman.
Funny in that. Early, it looked like he was going to get it done, but it just didn't stop. Didn't stop in time.
Absolutely. And of course, big shout out to Will Wilson, one of the big followers of WK&P TV. It's great to have Will watching again tonight. If you are listening along, jump in the chat, say g'day. We'll give you an update of who you're following, let you know how they're getting on. Telly-Arch is under a bit of pressure here. Too wide with Bruce Tannick.
If you've got something to say as well, if you want to come on the Discord, just let us know.
And Michael Telly-Arch trying to recover from the incident there in turn one in the centre curves at the start of the race. Fighting back. This is a great little battle going on. Telly-Arch, not much room given by Tannick. Tannick drops in behind. Now looks for the inside line. Definitely a bit happening here. As James Scott still under a bit of pressure in front. Bruce Tannick is where the battle's at. We might go a little bit further back. Sean Rigby, who's down 11 spots. I think he might have been involved in that earlier incident as well. So Rigby all up the back of Warren Davis there. Big shout out to the Banter Alliance boys. As we might just jump back up the front.
Haven't seen any penalties come through as yet, unless I've missed them.
No, I haven't seen any. And we might just have a look where there's some more battles. There's a bit of battles everywhere. We've got Barella, Van Ree, Ritchie and Raglis have all just pitted, so not sure what's going on there, or whether there is any damage of those boys or not. And we might just go back. Blair Van Ree went off track. Went off track again. Off track again. Just working my way through my list here. Dylan O'Shea, so we might just... James Scott here under all sorts of pressure from Adam Briggs. Adam Briggs, one of the big improvers last week. Performing very well. See Warboy's dropping back a fair bit now. He's already 2.3 seconds off the pace. Got to remember though, we're here for 70 laps and we're only 4 laps in the books. That's a long way to go.
On back through the field now, there is just plenty to look at. With a massive split. The massive in the middle with Vargs. There's plenty going on around him.
Let's try and work my way down. Stephen Varga chasing down the People's Champion, Jamie McKnight. For anyone who follows the V8 vets, you would know that this is the Paper Champion versus the People's Champion. One of the epic battles that's been going on for many years. As Vargs has a look up the inside, has a bit of a sniff. Of course, Stephen Varga, one of the biggest campaigners for the no AIDS style racing. And one of the big talking points, of course, is Vargs is not racing season 12 of vets, so he can concentrate on the East Coast Series. That's a very big call.
I like hearing that. I like hearing someone does like the series, but also over at V8 Vets, it is obviously, what are they calling us? Their baby brother.
That's right. That's what they've been calling us.
They've been calling us their baby brother, which is more than happy to have that.
Well, I'm about to drop another Stephen Varga bombshell for season 12. Race control for vets.
I don't mind that. Wouldn't mind working with Vargs.
Yes, very experienced.
Definitely have some good points on a lot of things. Learn a lot of Vargs.
Very experienced driver, old Bargs. Or young Bargs.
Young bugs.
And big shout out to Tracy War boys. Yeah, Nathan did have to run off to something. And it's great to have everyone watching tonight.
Just going to have to mute again for a sec. Be
Yep.
back.
Yep. And we might just jump and have a quick look at Mitch Campbell. Mitch Campbell, yeah, he's right in the draft. Right up behind Nicholas Loveridge. And looking left, looking right. And looks like Loveridge might defend the corner here. No, Campbell's got it, I think, coming through the second half of the centre S. He's going to have the job done. Yes, well, there is no age limit, but some people do say that the young kids have it over us old blokes. So when it comes to sim racing, this is a great little battle here. Nicholas Loveridge here trying to fight his way back. A little bit loose there from Campbell. And we might just jump back up the front. Harrison Dengate's still up 4 spots. He's now under a fair bit of pressure from Jamie Dyke. And big shout out to Sean McNamara. How are you, Sean? Feeling free, mate? You're more than welcome to come jump in the Discord and say good day. And love to have a chat to you. So how you getting on with the Logitech Pro Series? Of course, a few of these boys in this series in East Coast are doing the Logitech series. There's a few others have gone into the pits now. So I'm just wondering whether we have a safety car, which I cannot see why. That'd be the only reason everyone would be coming in. Yep, we've got a safety car. And I think that's Jason Scholler is in the fence. So I apologise for being late on that one. So, of course, everyone's jumped into the pits, except for James Scott and Adam Briggs. But they haven't picked up the safety car yet, so I imagine they'll be straight in next as well. And what we might do, as we wait for Richie Barella to come out onto the circuit. And safety car is just creeping there on the edge of the circuit as everyone's going past as he waits for the leaders. Leaders now just about be behind him soon. And what we might do is we might grab Nathan Brown and have a quick chat. Nathan, what have you done, mate? Who'd you put in the fence this time?
Myself.
Yourself?
I don't know, to be honest, there was a lot going on. There was lots of cars everywhere. I think just 2 of us must have just had a little love tap. And as I was off center, off balance, sorry, it just did a slow little loop-de-loop. And unfortunately, I had to sit there and still wait until everyone had passed. But great job to everyone for missing me, because I genuinely thought I was going to get hit.
We did say parents had one job.
Yeah.
And that was to
Of course,
give a little nudge.
Richie's in the fence too, by the way. The safety car is in the fence.
Oh no!
I was going to say, what?
Oh, the safety car is in the fence. Let's go.
Yeah, what's happening? There's lots of chat over race radio here.
Oh, there's a nose. He's literally parked just down the road from, I can't remember who it was, from Jason Scholler. We can see Jason Scholler there just on the top left of the corner. Top right, sorry, of the image. Richie.
What's happened here?
We just go to chopper cam. I'm sure, because everyone's passing everybody, I can't get the replay on that. I'm trying to find it. I apologise for this.
Doesn't look like much has happened. It almost looks like his wheels turned off.
Here we go. Here's the replay. He's waiting.
Oh no.
What? Someone's hit him, have they?
No,
Surely
I
not.
thought Ashton's hit him. I thought Blake had hit him.
No, I think he was waiting for the leaders. This is where I saw him before. So this is really hot property now. It's no Cam Peacock, though. It's not like Cam Peacock going in the sunset and during vets. It's almost as if the wheel turned off. Just went left into the fence. I'm done. Richie.
I'm really keen to see what's happened there. I might almost need to bring Richie up at some point in time here.
He's going again.
He's going?
Yep.
Something had happened there at the end. Like,
Yep.
his wheels just went hard left.
And of course, James Scott and Adam Briggs are still our race leaders with Blake Warboys behind. So Blake getting a great start, jumping up 3 spots to sit into 3rd. Mitch Campbell at the moment, with everyone pitting, he's up 26 spots in 6th.
Wow.
And Nathan Brown, who was in the combox with us, is down 3 spots in 38. So that's a good recovery from the big spin at the Centre S early on.
Yeah, it's I think the pit stops have got a lot to go on with it at the moment. I don't know how accurate our current grid is everywhere. I feel like everyone surely would have taken at least 1 pit stop by now. I don't know, I don't quite have enough. Oh, go lads, go! Can we get him? Push. Oh, not quite gonna get him. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people would have taken the pits. I saw a lot of people after my big pirouette. I did see some people pit in early to get out of some of the traffic, which would have been a smart move. So it'd be interesting to see where some of them ended up. So, yeah, it's all happening, I can tell you that much.
Absolutely, it is.
Well, I haven't been able to find what happened to Jason Scholler, so might just try this one. I think this might be it. This might be what actually brought out the safety car. As we go to the cheap auto replay. Oh, big tap from one of the right boys. And tap into the fence and stuck in the fence. A little bit of net code there. Probably good for everybody else, because I think if he didn't have any net code there, he was back out into traffic, which was a bit dangerous. So, yeah, a bit scary there for Jason. So that's what's brought out the safety car. Not sure why Richie's back in the pits, but anyway. I've got a feeling James Scott might be taking control of everybody. We've got the iRacing safety car out there.
Yes, that is correct. The race control have had a very, very busy time listening in what's going on here, but they're doing a very good job so far, they are, considering everything going on.
And I hope you feel better soon, Macca, too, mate. If you've got the wog that's going around, I wholeheartedly feel for you. I think the biggest problem is the world hasn't had a common cold for 2 years because of all the COVID measures we've all had.
Yeah, it's been a rather interesting one. I feel like I'm playing the dangerous game here with Blake and Jem having a little bit of a cold as well, and Blake's right over there. He's certainly he's putting in the effort over there. I think he doesn't want to sweat too much. He might lose some of his mascara.
Oh, that's a big blow. That's a low blow. Just tell him to wave because I've switched cams.
I'm going to laugh out of him.
Go on, give us a wave, Blake. No, this cam over here.
On camera.
No, that one. No, that one. No, this one.
That's the last time he's listening to you.
What's going on here? Mine's saying pass car 41 and we're all...
sorry for that. Unprofessional. So what, you got the lucky dog, Nate?
No, it's saying pass car 41, who's 2 spots ahead of me, but I'm a little bit unsure here because I've been in single file the whole time and he's definitely been in front of me. Hold on.
Looks like the lights are off.
Clutch in. Oh.
Ready to go.
Oh, we might throw you back downstairs so you can concentrate.
Yeah, I might just ask race control about this one, but no, have fun, lads. Enjoy. I'm sure this restart's going to be a ripper one, to say the least.
They had a trouble this time, yeah.
Yeah. Don't do anything Blake wouldn't do.
I'll give it a go.
Okay. Cheers, mate. So under the iRacing safety car, which is a new one, Bill Wilson reckons he should have slid off the fence with all the KFC grease.
Yeah. Good call.
For Jason Scholler.
Sounds like Seb's got them all under control anyway.
Oh, no doubt. So let's have a quick recap. We had a interesting turn one. Michael Taliancic involved with a little bit of tussle as we went through the centre S's on the start, which knocked him back now a few spots. Michael's now sitting back after the pit stops. He's sitting back in 43rd. But our race leader, James Scott, got off to a flying start off P1, followed by Adam Briggs, teammate. Blake Warboys is up 3 spots in 3rd. Damien Johnson in 4th. Kenny Ladder in 5th. Mitch Campbell didn't take the stop, so he's now 26 spots up in 6th. Harrison Dengate is in 7th, up 3 spots. 8th is Jamie Dyke. Chris Smart up 2 spots in the 9th. Chris Island up 7 into 10. Jamie Davis up 5 into 11. And, of course, Chris Island hasn't stopped as well. And Cameron Jones, Blake Delaney, Simon Chadwick, and James Chastanoof in 15th. 16th is Sam Noble, Zach Skier in 17. And we're racing. Green flag.
Oh.
James Scott off to a flying start here as we come into the centre S. Of course, this is showing a nice set of heels here. Of course, these leading 5 cars have all stopped as well. As we start lap 11 of 70.
Looks like there was a bit of overtaking before the finish line.
Sure, iRacing would have sorted that out. Not sure. And James Scott off to a cracking start here in this restart. Already out to a half a second gap as we come around a third of the way through the corner. Heading up the hill now. The long sweeping straightaway. Half a second back's Adam Briggs. I think it'd be too far back to get in the tow. Blake Warboys a further second back. And then Damien Johnstone rounding out the 4th. He's just behind Warboys. And we might just drop back to Kenny Ladder. So these boys absolutely flying through here. And Jamie Davis has had an incident. We might quickly... Vargas had an incident. We might just quickly jump. If this stops scrolling, stop scrolling. Might just quickly jump onto the Supercheap Auto replay. Have a quick look at what happened to Vargas. It's going up the big dive up the inside.
There has been a big dive.
Nice. Big dive on him. Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh. Looks like one of the Simrig DPR cars there, giving him a nice little tap. Quickly, we'll go through the replay. Troy Maguire might have been involved in a bit of an incident there in turn 1 as well. So the boys definitely getting the elbows out now. Oh, no. Who's that coming back on? That's more carnage. Dylan O'Shea might have been involved in something. This is just... I can't keep up.
Troy doesn't have a rear wing.
Oh. Alan Dawson, Scotty Perrin's involved in something.
And there's a tow request, so we could have the safety car out again. Scotty
Perrins, he might have been a victim here as well. Poor old Scotty. Poor old Scotty. Nowhere to go. Collecting out Troy Maguire. And looks like he might be beached on the curb. So jump back up the front. I still haven't heard anything about the safety car coming out.
I have heard him talk about a safety car, and everyone is in pit lane at the moment.
Everyone's back in pit lane, so I'd say Richie is coming out of the pits. I can see Barella is moving. I think we've got another safety car. What's the old saying? Safety car breeds a safety car. As we're now lap 13 of 70. And we might just take this safety car as an opportunity to just had a look at the big incidents there. I think that was all the main one. We might just try and have a look what happened to Dylan O'Shea. Go to the Supercheap Auto replay. Dylan a little bit loose, missing a bonnet there. Is that a puff of smoke? I think it might have been. Dylan might have just blown an engine, I think, and into the fence. So I think that's the one that's brought out the safety car. Dylan, of course, would have been caught up in that other incident from before. So we might just go for a different look at that incident with Scotty Perrins. And we'll just go to that.
There's
So
a bit happening at the moment.
race control is going to be busy. Poor old Scotty. Doing reasonably well before that happened, I think.
He was. I was on board with him about a lap or so ago for the safety car. Keeping it together. Good to see Scott here.
Yeah, good to see him having a crack.
Absolutely.
We might just take the opportunity of a safety car to throw in a quick ad from our sponsor.
There's no arguing that people love their cars.
We weren't arguing.
They talk about their cars, sing about their cars. Some people even look like their car. Whether it's an old car, new old car, fast car, family car, electric car, race car, two-wheel car, no-wheel car, or a car you know's parked around here somewhere. People who love their cars love to tinker with them. Some people tinker big, some people tinker small. Some people tinker some degree between those two variables.
Whose voice is that?
And that's where Supercheap Auto comes in. We've been helping people tinker for 50 years. For people like Bill, Lucy, Kevin, other Kevin.
Oi, get off my car!
Didn't catch this guy's name.
It's Kevin.
Not Patrick. He doesn't shop with us. Whoever you are, whatever you drive, we'll help you make it super. Because super is our middle name. Well, technically it's our first.
So we're still rolling here under the safety car. So under the guise of Richie Barella. With James Scott, our race leader, sitting behind.
Seems like Perrins just made it out in front of the safety car.
That's good work by Scotty.
Back on the end of the train, hopefully by the end of the lap.
So we're 14 down to 70, two safety cars, a very, very, well, what word I would probably use, a very action-packed start to this race.
One of the more action-packed ones we've seen in the last probably couple of weeks, am I right?
I'd definitely have to say that. Of course, 60 cars tonight, which is a fair-sized field. Definitely testing my skills a little bit.
We always thought this would happen with a 60 car field, but we never know. Could say now plenty at the start, and then we have a dry run to the end.
Absolutely. And safety car's pulling off. Let's see if Richie can not crash it this time.
Don't hit pit.
It's got to launch it, got to launch it. Keep going. And he's home safe. So James Scott bringing them up here. He's going to take them all the way to the line, I think.
I'm sure after the last crash, Richie went down to Supercheap Auto and picked up some spare parts and fixed that Porsche back to 100% pretty quickly.
Definitely. As
Parts available.
we are now green flag racing again. And a little bit of pressure there from Warboys. Warboys defending from Johnston. And Johnson not getting the job done. With Kenny Ladder and Harrison Dengate now getting into this battle here. As Scott and Briggs definitely clear out again.
Still trying to get Harry to back to racing the Commodore. He doesn't look right in the Falcon. In the Mustang, I should say.
Maybe we should start a chat poll. Do you think Harrison should be in a Mustang or a Commodore? Let us know in the chat what you think. Be sure to pass it on. As these guys here definitely getting back up to speed quite quickly. There's a massive chain of cars behind them here. All nose to tail as we work our way back through the pack here. Still too wide in some spots. All the way back, Roy Clark, another one of our vet compatriots. Oh, nice little tap there from one of the fishy boys on Roy. Sure Roy will be very happy from that. Blake Delaney here trying to put one of the moves on one of the Bogan cars, or Barella, I think. Barella flashing in and out. This is definitely all happening. See, big field rushing through. Three wide coming down into the centre S. That didn't work. I couldn't see that coming. Not sure who that was. I think that might have been Corey Breen and Warren Davis going backwards. It's like Warren's readdressing the situation.
Looks like our broadcast is a bit of a magnet for a few crashes tonight.
Will Wilson reckons Harrison should be driving a Volvo. And we might just have a quick look. Jump back up. Andrew Archer, of course, one of our patriots from Backmarker Racing. He's having a great little battle here with Stephen Varga. Two abreast.
Oh, bit up there. Varg's just letting him know he's there.
Absolutely. Oh, and Andrew Archer this time he's off. I'm not sure whether Vargas gave him the tap. We're just going to quickly go to the replay. I think he's done this all himself. Just a little bit loose. Snap back and crack.
Tap.
Into the fence. Nate on his own. As we go back to live pictures. So go back up the front. Give a quick recap. James Scott still P1. He's nicely sitting with Adam Briggs, his teammate, right behind him. Adam's really hung on really well tonight to James. Warboys is a further 2 seconds back up the road. So Warboys with a bit of space around him. He's got Damien Johnson about 8.9 a second behind. Then we've got a great little battle with Kenneth Ladder and Harrison Dengate. So these boys are definitely doing quite well. Big shout out to Mitch Wiley, who's also on the chat watching. Reckons we should give Liam Jensen a drive through.
Might have to speak to race control about that one.
Definitely. Mitch Wiley, the famous safety car driver from another series I used to compete in. And also part of race control, so we know all about giving people a penalty. And we might just have a quick look at how David Nash is getting on as well. Try and find where David is. That many names in front of me. David Nash is in 12th at the moment. Sorry, in 21st, up 12 spots. He's doing really well, under a fair bit of pressure from behind here, from Jamie Davis and Michael Taliancic. Tally Davis going left and then going right. It looks like it's up the inside. Tell Anch having a look here.
If you go back to Blair, there is... Oh, Nathan's in the wall again. Oh, no.
It's still 3 wide through turnarounds.
All happening.
Nathan Brown. We'll go back to the replay. Supercheap auto replay. Nathan Brown.
Major incident at the start-finish line.
Oh, wow. Wow. We are just looking at that now. That is epic. I think we'll be seeing this one for a while. On board with Nathan Brown here.
Have a safety car again.
So Nathan Brown. We might just go one more with Nath. A slight little tap.
Oh.
That looks like one of the Simrig DPR cars again. Nathan Brown with the compact version of the Mustang, otherwise known as a Ford Focus. And Blair Van Ree was involved in something as well. So we'll have a look what Blair's involved in the same accident here, I think.
Same accident.
Look at Nathan. Wow. Wow.
That's quite a large one. Haven't seen quite a big one in a while.
Don't get much bigger than this.
What else are we going to get tonight?
Brad Doble was involved in this as well. Try and find a different camera. Poor old Brad, nowhere to go. Blair's hit him in the back. He's come through. He's collected one other. Wow, that's just... Yeah, as everyone's diving into the pits again. And we'll give a recap of the actual race itself in a minute. Might just go one more time. One of these boys a bit further back. And switch to chopper view. Just let you keep an eye on what's going on with the safety car, and we'll just do this. I can't help myself. What happened, dude?
Yeah.
You got helicoptered.
Yeah, I'll try to keep it PG, but yeah, let's just say that a couple of the boys out there just need to chill out a little bit, and you aren't going to win it by spinning people on the main straight when they're just, you know, going.
Only one person can finish in P1.
Yeah, and at this rate, my call's going to be we're going to finish time certain, so whoever gets a pit done early is going to be the real winners. But yeah, that was interesting.
It was. It was.
Finally got a little bit of, you know, space, worked up. I think I got as high as... I did see a 2 starting there, so I got into the 20s of some kind. But, yeah, I'm not going to go saying the numbers I think that were involved, but Blair and I were quite close together. And then, yeah, got ahead, you know... Blair did a really good job at battling but keeping out of the way, and then there was a lot of cars behind me. I got a couple of love taps over a couple of laps, and then yeah, got spun on the main straight, which isn't something you normally hear unless there's some form of intention there.
It was very subtle. I think you might need to have a chat to one of our big supporters, Dave Galley. The same thing happened to him during the vets the other night.
Mm.
And as someone else dives into the pits.
But no, it'll be interesting though. Like I want to have it. Like I know how it felt because obviously I was there at the time, and obviously we're sitting at the end of our pit lane because the motor says no. But I'll have a bit of a look-see at it myself and that, because obviously how it looks on when you're viewing versus how it feels when you're in the car, they can be two completely different things sometimes. But
it was pretty subtle from where we were sitting, mate.
Yeah,
wasn't an aggressive move, put it that way.
But no, my eyes are still spinning from that helicoptering, to be honest.
Are you still sitting on track, or you're allowed to tow now? You good to tow?
Yeah, I'm good to tow now. So bye bye everyone. One last flash of the lights.
Well, we'll send you back to the pack.
Oh god, I got to make sure I'm clicked on the right screen here. I just tried to.
Good luck, mate.
Here we go. Okay, thanks.
He sounds happy.
Is he going to continue to race? That's good on him.
Never much fun.
No. I don't think he have a fast repair left either. He might be in there for a few minutes.
Definitely didn't look like it was an intentional. It didn't look there was anything intentional about it. It was just...
Nah, I didn't see too much intention.
It's just one of those difficult parts of the circuit where if you just clip somebody, just go through, you know, like you get that run on them, you just get a light tap, and then all of a sudden, someone's spun.
Yeah, that's it.
And then because you got walls either side, it's never going to end well. And when you're doing nearly 300 kilometres an hour, it's definitely not going to end well.
Definitely not going to end well.
And let's have a quick look through. We've got a cheer squad for Liam Jensen out there. Liam is currently in 29th, down 8 spots, but he's done 2 stops already. Driving the more streamlined version of the Mustang.
Yeah, they're always the good ones.
So, of course, representing ICT Marketing and Race on Oz. And let's have a look through for some other our crowd favourites. Ash Davis, of course. But we went to the wrong one. Ash Davis, 95 Sim Sports. Ash is down in the 49th, but he's made 3 stops. I didn't miss the 3rd stop, so I'm not sure what that was for. And I'll just jump up a little bit more. Andrew Ritchie's up 10 spots in 28th. We're racing, are we? Sounds
Back
like
green.
Back green. Chris Island is our race leader. Leading everybody away. Looks like a bit of a pack behind with Chastanev, Schultz, Thomas. So we're going to have a few of our race leaders. So our on-track leader was James Scott. And James is back in 12th. Warboys and Briggs. Briggs is 15th. Warboys is 17th. So try and keep a bit of a close eye on what's going on back in the pack as well, as James Scott just gets past Cameron Jones. So this is where this is going to get real interesting. These boys now have to get some passing done for position as we go too wide across the grass in front. Looks like he got away with that. That looked like being Michael Talianch taking the shortcut. As we've got a drive-through penalty for Zach Skier with contact on car 36. I'm not sure what lap that was from. But sure Seb with his army in race control. There's a few of them in there tonight, keeping busy. Yeah, with the split 2 race controllers having a baptism of fire up with split 1 as well. As Talianch now gets the pass done on David Nash. And looks like Cameron Jones under a bit of pressure here from Adam Briggs. So Briggs has moved up another spot. And Warboy sitting behind this group trying to get past Simon Vella. Looks like he got a little bit of a tap there.
All nice and clean so far.
Of course, Dengate's in the argument here as well. Harrison's done well. So, where's Kenny Latta in all this mix-up? And I can't find him. Oh, there he is. He's back in 20th. So Harrison managed to jump him in the pit stops by the looks. So we might just bring up the pit strategies. Ash Davis with a drive-through as well. Contact with multiple cars. So we see Chris Island has not stopped yet. Chastity's made 2 stops. And Matt Thomas has made 1 stop. Schultz has made 1. McKnight has made 3 stops. Davis 1 stop. Talianch 2. So we've got definitely a mix of pit strategies tonight, which is going to get really interesting as we get further along. Of course, we're 22 out of 70. And we continue on. Jump back up the front. Jamie McKnight sitting in fourth, up 21 spots. The car in front of him is Matt Thomas. Of course, Matt from Taipan Esports. I'm sure Ben Anthony would be very happy to see Matt doing really well in third, chasing down Chasty from the Banter Alliance. And Jamie Davis and Michael Taliancic now lining up, and James Scott getting involved in this battle. A little bit of a tap from James. Letting Davis know he's there as he goes past. Taliancic.
Black flags getting issued at the minute. Zach Ski and Ash Davis.
And James Scott here definitely working his way through as he gets past Michael Taliancic. Big cheer spot out for David Nash tonight. David at the moment is sitting in 12th, up 21 spots, but he's only made the one stop, where everyone around him has made two. That's still a long way to go. We've had two safety cars already. Don't be surprised if we get a third. These boys are definitely driving with their elbows out tonight. As we watch Dyson and Taliancic now go toe-to-toe behind. Oh, a little bit of a tap. One going sideways. Taliancic manages to hang on there. It's done very well. And Andrew Dyson under all sorts of pressure now from Adam Briggs. Big shout out to Big Barry in the house tonight on the chat. Good to see Big Barry back supporting us again.
Yeah, saw Big Barry there a while ago. Looks like he's back again. Seems to tune into the East Coast and the Vets by the looks.
A very regular watcher of our stream. Love the special comments that come up during the V8 Vets Split 3 Drivers Lounge. As Warboys makes the move now around Chadwick. Oh, sorry, Michael Whiting. It's definitely got a swarm of cars here. As we go too wide again into the centre S. Cameron Jones now with a drive through with an incident on car 92. Of course, Cameron Jones is in the battle here that we're watching at the moment, right behind Taliancic.
Sounds like Jones just has a penalty at the minute.
Thought this extra round of pit stops from the leading 4 or 5 cars definitely shaken up proceedings a little bit here as these boys are all fighting for space. It's hard to believe we're only 25 laps down of 70. Well, Simon Vella from Century Motorsports sitting in 13th, up 23 spots. And of course, the man who's up the most spots, we might jump back up the front and have a look, is of course Matt Thompson from Taipan Esports. Matt's up 31 spots into third place at the moment, leading out Jamie McKnight. But James Scott, who's the leader of our two stoppers, has worked his way up now to 5th and is closing fast on McKnight in front of him. And goes through quite quickly and quite easily.
Quite easy. Got it done easily.
And now sets his sights on Matt Thomas. But he's managed to get away. Briggs is still back. So Scott's now in 4th. Briggs is still all the way back in 7th. He's hunting down Craig Schultz. The 9.5 SimSport car. So we're starting to spread out a little bit now. Some spots. Simon Chadwick putting a bit of pressure on David Nash. Of course, we've got Warboys and Dengate, 2 of the 2-stoppers in the middle of this pack here. And Michael Whiting as well from Fishy Motorsport.
I reckon we need to bring Nathan back in. He's still in the pits. Give us an update.
Hello, Mr. Brown. We're looking for a raving pit reporter.
Well, have I got all the time in the world now?
Warboys here looking to make a big move coming into the centre S's in the turn 1. Going to be too wide.
Yeah, I've been trying to help out the boys a little bit, but for some reason my computer, I think it's because I'm racing, my computer will only let me view basically what's happening on the front straight, the first couple corners and the last couple of corners.
Breaking news.
Oh,
Dave,
yep.
going to Supercheap Auto Replay. David Nash has just had an accident.
Oh no.
As we come in, and there he is in the centre S. Has
Oh.
lost control, and not sure, was that McKnight maybe that collected him? No, it won't be McKnight. McKnight was in front, so it's one of the other. Kenny Ladder, I think it might have been. So for all of the David Nash supporters out there, that's a bit of bad news, guys. We're a bit sorry about that one. At least you got to see some of the action. Sorry, Nath, continue.
Oh no, it's okay. I was just rambling on about how I can try and get my computer to like view all cars all over the track. I can only basically view them along the start-finish straight, but I think that's because I'm stuck in the pits with a whopping, hold your hats ladies and gentlemen, get ready for this. So far we've had a pit service time of 10 minutes and 2 seconds. We have a further 8 minutes 50 worth of required repairs, with the following 14 minutes and 22.1 seconds of optional repairs. So we'll have plenty of action here watching what happens in the pit stops.
Hopefully you get a few lucky dogs and you're back on the lead lap.
Yeah, 1 or 500.
Matt Thomas there just getting a bit twitchy, and Jamie McKnight moving up into 4th. As we go
911 incident. I got one here still out on. I thought maybe there might have been a chance of another
safety car.
There might have been another chance of a safety car, but I think it's someone just calling in an incident as opposed to a car stuck.
Troy Maguire has just had an incident. Let's have a quick look at the Supercheap Auto Replay. Going down into turn 1. Maguire looking up the inside. Nicely manages not to take anyone else out, I think. Now that's how you do it, Nath. That is perfect. Nicely,
Hey, well, to be
nicely
fair,
pirouettes.
I didn't take anyone out.
Nicely pirouettes around and in between everybody. Precision driving from Maguire.
It was going to be, yeah, like I had a bit of a look-see at the incident, and I've watched a few of the boys on boards, and it will, yeah, I'm amazed how no one just collected me out of all that. Like, the fastest part on the track and a car pirouetting through the middle of it until it comes to a stop.
And Liam Jensen now getting past Kenny Ladder. How's Blake going, mate? Don't have to adjust the camera.
He's Well, that's like I don't know what the camera's like there, but it's we're getting an all-round shot of him at the moment. But
He's not happy. He's not happy. He just gave you a death stare.
He's doing very, very good considering the given the fact that he's battling away with some of them and trying to hold his own against them, and getting caught up in.
He's finally got through the bulk of that group that he had to battle through, which is quite good to see. Like, I go back to H and Michael Whiting. You know, these boys here still got their elbows out. There was a few times there going through the centre S's. We had War Boys and Co. 2 or 3 cars wide.
But no, I think it's if you can find that little bit of clear air in this race, that will certainly help out. And the fact that that Blake's managed to finally get a little bit of that clear air, still battling away, still doing a good job at it, nursing the tyres and the cars as it is. But now that all the boys have certainly got their work cut out for them tonight, they do.
Oh, definitely still a long way to go here too. We're only 30 out of 70. So definitely a long way to go. As much have a look for another battle pack. Simon Vella with War Boys. So War Boys now in the back of Vella. We might just jump on to...
Oh. Ash seems to have a bit of an issue.
What was that one? Ash?
Yeah.
Yeah, we might go to the Supercheap Auto replay. Have a look at series boss man Ash Barella. See what happened to him. Just locked it up a little bit going into there.
Yeah.
Nothing too tragic, I don't think. Have a quick second look at that from a different angle. Well, it might have been a little bit of a tap from one of the right boys. Not much damage to the back of the car there, so very light if it was. So any other words from on the street there, Nath?
No, it's actually been very, very quiet from the boys in here. Yeah, they're all certainly concentrating very, very hard. But I mean, like we were just talking about, you can understand why everyone's concentrating very, very hard and being quieter. Because the level of focus is extremely high between all of them. But I think they're doing a good job overall. Like H seems to be, haven't really heard that much out of him all race, but he seems to be doing all right, still keeping it up there. And it was good hearing your update of how he was going. Blair sometimes gets caught up in a little bit of the trying to hold his own in there with him, but I feel like he's doing a good job. I believe he's got a little bit of damage at the moment, but he'll keep trudging away with that. And yeah, unsure of what's happened to Ash of late since being here with you boys, but hopefully he hasn't got too much damage and he can keep pressing on himself.
Got a little love tap and spun him around. As Blair is missing a front end to his car.
Yeah, that's that might have been some of the chatter I was hearing earlier then.
And Michael Brennan, he's up 3 spots in 36. He's doing reasonably well. Zach Skiers coming back through the pack though from Pursuit Sim Racing. Of course, after his drive through that he had just before, so he's working his way back. So the big mover and shaker is still at Simon Vella and Matt Thomas and Jamie McKnight. Chris Ireland, our race leader, still hasn't gone in for his second stop. So these boys definitely trying to stretch their legs a bit here. Got to remember too that we had compulsory pit stops tonight, so you need to make the most chances you've got of that. So just got to remember you have to do 3 compulsory pit stops. So
it made it very, very interesting on figuring out race strategy, that did.
What's your race strategy from here on in, Nath?
I reckon I will wait for a further 16 more minutes, then probably do nothing after that.
Josh Strage asking the hard-hitting questions. Love it.
Sign him up into the comms box.
Of
I'll
course,
get fired after this.
and of course, a big shout out to Mark Duggan, of course, who's off on his holiday. I hope you're having a good time, Mark, and watching us from somewhere warm. And yeah, chill out, mate, and enjoy. And we might have a quick look. Michael Whiting, another one of the fishy boys. He's in a bit of a battle with his teammate Blake Delaney in front. Jamie Davis from Autosurf behind. Liam Jensen is further 4 seconds back on these guys. He's in a great little battle with SSR's Christian Smart. So there's a few battles back through the pack here. And we might jump back. Damien Johnstone under all sorts of pressure from Cameron Jones. Of course, he had to serve that drive-through penalty. And Kenny Ladder has latched onto the back of these boys as well. And Nicholas Loveridge is having a great drive. He's had 2 stops already and he's sitting 23rd up 22 spots. And Sean Rigby behind him with Andrew Ritchie from the Banter Alliance a bit further back. And we might just go back up the front as James Scott is now starting to put a bit of pressure on James Chastaneuf, our second place man. And Scotty Perrins gets lapped there. Good work from Scotty to get out of the way. Just sing out, Nath, when you want me to put you back downstairs.
Oh yeah, no, it's alright. I'm just happily chilling here. It's good to be back here with you boys. I guess if I didn't, did I? Sorry, quick question. Is Troy Maguire still on the track?
Troy Maguire?
Yeah.
Got a black flag.
Troy Maguire is running.
Correct. He is? Oh, okay. Crew chief must be lying to me. I just heard the crew chief tried saying that he got disqualified, so...
No, he's 32 laps into the race, is Maguire.
Yeah,
You've completed 18 laps.
Yep, that's... I don't see it completing many more than that.
He's actually just disappeared off my screen.
Maguire, he just disappeared off mine too. Might have been a disco, I think. Hopefully not.
Gone.
Gonski?
Gonski.
Yep. Get off the old scenic view.
And coming from the speedy, amazing pit crew guy down here. Chris
Island's in the pits. Yes, he is. Chris Island, our race leader, is in the pits, which now means our pre-safety car race leader, James Scott, is now in the lead by half a second from James Chastaneuf. And Adam Briggs is a further 3 seconds back. So James Scott has put on a masterclass of driving through traffic and has pulled away from Briggs and Warboys. And Blake Delaney here under a bit of pressure from Simon Vella, or Simon Vella under pressure from Blake Delaney. And we've only...
Another one of those magical pitters was Mr. Blair Van Rey.
Yep.
Got a little bit more of a rear wing on his car. Still no front splitter. He's just helping keep those front tyres cool, that's all he's doing.
Whereas Blake Delaney starts to pull away from Vella here. Vella's now under pressure from Michael Whiting. Shout out to all the fishy fans out there. And Schultz and Chadwick now go into the pits. So you might just have a quick look on the board at the last time people pitted. So drive-through penalty for David Nash for contact with 334. And nice move from Whiting here. So James Scott pitted on lap 18, Chastity on lap 13, Briggs on 18, Dyson on 10, Jamie McKnight on lap 19. So Jamie's doing really well to be sitting 5th here. Wily old masterclass from the People's Champion.
He's doing pretty good, up 20 spots at the moment.
Up 20 spots. And then we've got Matt Thompson in 6th. So Matt's up 28 spots.
Yeah.
But he's only made the one stop. So Matt last stopped on lap 6. So he must be due for a stop shortly. Jamie Dyke in 7th, who pitted on lap 12. Taljancic pitted on lap 7. So that's another one who's got to get a stop in. Then Warboys was part of the lap 18 with Dengate. Delaney and Whiting on 12. Vella on 10. So Jamie Davis on 6. Jensen 18 with Chris Smart. Cameron Jones on 12. Damien Johnstone on 18. Ladder on 18. And Loveridge on 12. So definitely some pit work involved for a few of these boys still. And of course, as we're sort of reading through that, most of the boys have made 2 stops. And you need to make 3 stops. As just having a look, we might have had an incident. Roy Clark, which I'll come back to.
Well, I think there's an incident at turn 5 as well, unless that's the same one.
Just trying to find it. Michael Taljancic and Jamie Dyke. Let's go to Supercheap Auto replay. This is in turn 1. Brad Doble. That's not what I was looking for. Apologies. So Taljancic in turn 5. A little bit of a tap. Matt Thomas looks like he's part of that one. Taljancic gets through. And bang! Poor old Jamie Dyke. So we'll just go back a little bit on that one. And we'll go far chase. So Michael Thompson gets through that all right. And Jamie Dyke on board with him. Gets the tap from Thompson. Then it's just like ice skating on grass. Across the curb and into Taljancic, the innocent victim.
Safety car.
Oh, that's going to make life interesting.
I think Mr. Christian Smart, I think, is caught up in that.
Mr. Christian Smart. I've got Chris Smart. Yep, here comes Chris Smart on the replay. I think Chris might be a bit different. That was an engine pop from Chris. Christian with the engine blown. So that's how he's created the safety car by looks. Stopped and not going any further.
A huge flurry of cars in the pit lane at the moment.
Yep. Massive line.
Yeah,
as we go back to
down
live,
here are going crazy.
Go back to live picks. See the cars all in the pits there, lights flashing, pit limiters on. Now it is the $1 million question. Will you get home from here?
Well, here we go. What lap of the boy? We can do a bit of quick smart math here.
Oh, it's lap 37.
What's our current lap?
37.
So let's go lap 37. Put in full tank. Ooh, this is getting real interesting. Because based off of the NATO mathematics here, straight off of Larko's board, you can make it home with 0.63 of a lap remaining, not including further safety cars.
Not including the rest of this safety car.
Yeah, so if you're getting this safety car, you can almost be cheeky and take a little bit less. So for any drivers that have already taken their first 2 stops, if there's anyone that's coming in for their 3rd...
Well, they all have. Scott's in, Briggs is in, Worldwise is in, Dyson, Dengate, Delaney, Chastaneuf, McKnight, Thompson, Vella. They've all come into the pits. They've all dove in. And the other people in the pits is Taljancic, Dawson, Raglis and Nathan Brown on lap 18.
Well, I still have 7 minutes of repairs left.
I thought we had you in as a pit reporter. Why am I doing that?
You got on a roll there. It's your drone cam is fantastic. I can't run that fast. And if you want to watch a blooper, have a look at Blake's pit exit there, if you can do that.
Please hold, caller. Please hold. Do, 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 do. Whoops, whoops, whoops. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
It's a little bit late. Sorry, Blake.
I'm waiting. That looked all right. Nothing wrong with that.
He's just doing a different way of re-warming up your brakes, I guess you could say.
We didn't see anything there that was untoward. We'll go back to the start of that.
He had a fantastic pit entry. Okay, pull up into the pit box, but yeah, his exit in particular, it's not orthodox to say the least.
Of course, had Richie Barella in the fence earlier, but Richie out driving the safety car again. So while we roll around behind the safety car, I might just do a bit of a quick race recap. We have James Scott, Adam Briggs, and Michael Brennan in the race lead at the moment as our top three. Michael Brennan, of course, has made his 3 stops as well. And he's up 36 spots. Dave Coleman is up 26 spots in 4th. Chastanoof is in 5th, up 14 spots. McKnight in 6th, up 19 spots in 6th, which is a great effort from Jamie. We then go Dyson, Island, Dengate, and Simon Chadwick rounds out our top 10. Warboys in 11th, Schultz in 12th. It looks like Dave Coleman's going into the pits now as we get a few cars getting a wave around. Won't be Nathan Brown because he's still in the pits.
How are we looking on your countdown?
Well, I got 4 minutes left, and this is of optional repairs, so if we go off technicalities, I could exit. If once that field clears, you could almost see one of the best out-in laps you've ever seen.
Hold station, we'll jump cameras.
Safety car is in this lap.
Still a few boys getting a wave by. Of course, shouldn't make fun of Richie. Being a safety car driver is not the easiest thing in the world.
Well, it looks pretty easy to crash him.
Big shout out to Michael Schreier if he's watching.
Actually, here we go. Let's do some more quick math. How many laps are remaining?
31.
Let's call it minute 34.
Interesting sitting on the curb cam there, listening to how many guys. Some are definitely trying to save fuel. Others were coming through with a bit of acceleration. As Richie Barella in the Supercheap Auto safety car would be about to pull away from the pack here, I think.
So here's a quick fun fact before we go green. That if all the cars finish at an average lap of a minute 34, there's about 49 minutes of racing left, and we have 1 hour left in the server. So one more safety car, and this could almost become a time-certain race. It's not at the moment, but
it helps the boys with their fuel strategy. Goes to that.
We have passed halfway.
Mm.
One bonus.
As Barella gets the car flying down here. Jump back onto our race leader, James Scott.
and safely in the pitch. Hello, Rich, on the way through.
And James Scott has gone. We are green flag racing. As its snake is stretched a long way back. So pretty easy there for James. Already out to a 1.2 second back gap. Briggs caught him napping. Brennan in third. Chris Island putting all sorts of moves here on Dengate as we come out of the centre curves. Switching back to the other side. And Michael Brennan under all sorts of pressure from James Chastanoof as we move a bit further up. Scotty Perrins has gone off into an incident. Might have a look at that a little bit later. I'm not sure what Scotty's done. Looks like he's back on track though.
Oh, Ash has just nicked one spot here. Just got past Andrew Ritchie. I think he had a little brake lock up, so it's one more spot up for WK&P car there.
So a few battles happening through the pack. Warboys is already up another spot. He's got himself into the top 10. Trying to fight his way through here with Simon Chadwick in front of him. Dave Coleman from Fishy Motorsports trying to hang on behind. As it looks like we have third to about 20th, all in a single train still. But James Scott has pulled out to a second lead. Madam Briggs is now 2 seconds in front of Michael Brennan. Brennan's under all sorts of pressure though from Chasty as we go 3 wide into the turn 1.
Oh, this is going to be very interesting.
Knight now getting the elbows out. Holds his line. Pushes the 9.5er out wide. Andrew Dyson now having a bit of a look inside. Dengate sniffing around behind. Getting right under the tail there of Dyson. A great little battle here. Knight now into 4th spot. Up 33. And Michael Brennan, McKnight. Madam Briggs has just set a purple sector for the sector 1. He's actually set a faster last lap. He was 0.2 faster than Scott last time by. Yeah, we had an incident with Zach Skier and I think maybe Bruce Tanning. Might have a quick look at the Supercheap auto replay. And a little bit moved out. Oh, that's not good.
Is it incident at turn 1?
Turn 1 as well, is it?
Oh, I had a big, yeah.
Michael Brennan, I might be. We'll go to the Supercheap auto replay. Yep. Michael Brennan. Chris Island coming in from the inside. Nice little tap. Puts him up under 2 wheels. He then gets stationary. Does he get hit by anyone else? Nicely parts the traffic and gets away with it, I think. Left sitting there waiting, though, for a gap.
Another incident. Around the back.
Around the back, I think.
Dylan O'Shea.
Dylan O'Shea, yeah, I had that one. Yep, Dylan O'Shea. Keeping me busy here. That's not Dylan. Dylan O'Shea. As we've got a drive-through penalty for Matt Thompson. So Dylan's just caught up in this other incident here, I think. That was Dawson, sorry. This one was Dylan O'Shea, which I think was the one we were looking at just before, was it? No, this is after that. Dylan with nowhere to go. Oh, an unsafe rejoin from Brennan.
You could say that, yeah.
Leave that one for race control, I think.
Glad I'm not in the middle of that one.
And we're going to have another look here, are we? Another tap. Nicely let that one go. We might just jump back on to our race leaders again. So Jamie McKnight here in a ding-dong battle with Dengate behind him, trying to hunt down Chastanoof in front. And then in front of Chasty, we have Andrew Dyson. He's under all sorts of pressure from James Chastanoof. And we can see off in the far distance, Scott and Briggs. Synergy Sim Racing duo tonight.
Oh, cars 4 wide in turn 2. Sorry, around Stephen Varga area. Holy moly,
Uh,
they're playing for keeps here.
I'm finding that one.
Oh, they're still going down into turn 3. And
We got Supercheap replay. Here we go. Turn 3 wide, and looks like Thompson might have blown an engine in the middle of that. So keep an eye out for a safety car. And we go back to live pictures.
They're still racing hard, these boys. There'll be some very tired bodies out there tonight, I reckon.
Well, definitely. Stephen Varga and Cameron Jones in that little battle pack here. We might just jump onto that at the moment. So 2 wide again. Cameron Jones on the inside. Varga switching back to the inside. Mitch Campbell in the middle of all this from 9.5 Sim Sport. And Nicholas Loveridge hanging onto the back of these boys, which is good to see. So great little battle here. And then we've got Jamie Dyke sitting behind these guys as well. So all happening here. I think it might have been Damien Cairns that blew the engine before too, not, it's Liam Jensen and Jamie Dyke peel off to in the pit lane. And definitely some great side-by-side racing tonight.
Oh, 100%. Even though there has been some safety cars for a few incidents, it's been quite good overall considering how many cars are in the race.
Never easy to have 60 cars on track, as we've got a few more boys in pits now.
Look, this might be a biased opinion, but as long as there's a trophy for best V8 pirouette of the evening, I'll be happy.
Well,
down to the 3.5 turns before it came to a stop. I wonder why I got dizzy.
So Chris Island from Senate Sim Sports here, under all sorts of pressure still from War Boys. We might just go back up to that little battle at the front. Dengate has gotten past McKnight now. And Jamie hanging on to the back of Harrison. No, he's not letting him get away with it completely. And Chadwick has been passed by Chris Island. War Boys looking to see if he can pick up some scraps as we come through the centre S.
He's certainly looking ready to pounce, he is. Whilst it's great watching this battle, these boys are certainly hurting. The more they battle, the more that the Jamie McKnight and Pat Cahead pull away.
Absolutely. And Chris Island now with a drive-through, so that just changes this battle pack altogether. And definitely a bit interesting going on.
From the pits, Dylan O'Shea just coming out of the pits.
And Jamie Davis just got past Cameron Jones just got past Jamie Davis. Jamie Davis trying to come back at him here. And of course, we've got Hayden Norris from Riot sitting right behind. There's a few battle packs all around the place. Very difficult for us to keep track of where they'll be looking, as we've got guys really close in this chain here. If you're following along on the YouTube chat, type in, let us know who you're following, and we'll jump on and try and support them. Let you know how they're getting on. Of course, with 60 drivers on track tonight, it's a little bit difficult to be over everybody.
Yeah, it's even though it's quite a sort of long, drawn-out track at the moment, it's it's certainly providing some great battles just literally here, there, and everywhere. There hasn't been a moment really where everyone's been in a train and no one's done anything. It's all been nose to tail the whole way.
Oh, absolutely. Look at this train we've got here from Nicholas Loveridge all the way up to Cameron Jones. It's 7 cars. Of course, the other thing you got to be keeping an eye out for, Josh, and hand the keys to you this one tonight, is the drive of the day.
Yeah, that's fine. I can keep a handle on that one.
Well, we've got you on tonight. You want to let everyone know what the drive of the day gets?
Driver of the day. So every week we'll give a driver of the day, and at the end, if you want to head over to Bathurst, we'll give you a picture of the Supercheap Auto Garage. And if you're not aware, you'll be with Craig Lowndes.
Oh,
So,
Hayden
prize.
Norris has got a big "please don't argue" shoved off.
Yeah. I've got my on about 2 or 3 people at the moment who are going to get the driver of the day. Possibly 4.
We're about to go forward to get into turn 1 here. 2 by 2. Nicholas Loveridge looks like he might be about to get the job done on Matt Stewart. Might just have a quick look down the back at Brad Doble. Brad Doble from Bogan's Racing, hunting down Peter Pavlich in front of him from Century Motorsports. And Zach Skier coming back after that drive-through, keeping the pressure on him. And we might just jump back up to the front of the race and just give a bit of a recap. So James Scott is our race leader after 47, about to be 48 laps. He's 0.1 second ahead of his teammate, Adam Briggs. So Adam pretty or much stayed in the draft behind James for most of the night, doing very well probably to hang on to James, I'd say, knowing the pace that James Scott's got at the moment, the informed driver of the series. Andrew Dyson sitting in third, great drive from Andrew. So Andrew's got a bit of clear air in front and behind at the moment. So he's about 5 seconds behind Briggs and 2 seconds ahead of Dengate. Dengate's managed to get through a bit of traffic. So he's managed to get past Chastaneef and McKnight. So it'll be interesting to see if Dengate can close the gap to Dyson. That'll be the next thing we're going to be looking for as we head into the back half of this race. And then after that, we've got this great little battle going on between Chastity and McKnight. And then Blake Delaney is a further 3 seconds back from these guys. He's cleared out a little bit of space from Kenneth Ladder. And Kenneth Ladder has Dave Coleman from Fishy Motorsport sitting right behind him. And we then head back to Dave Coleman, of course. And then Warboys is missing a boot. So I'm not sure how he missed that.
Yeah, it's I'm not too sure what happened there, but I know he's having some good battles with
Simon Chadwick.
Simon. Yeah, there's a few of them. So I think Simon's also got his hands full with the boys behind him at the moment too. So it's certainly plenty going on.
So I definitely don't know how Warboys lost his boot. It definitely didn't show up in the SDK action event list. Excuse me. And we might just take this opportunity to have another quick word from our sponsor.
There's no arguing that people love their cars.
We weren't arguing.
And people who love their cars love to tinker with them. Some people tinker big, some people tinker small. And that's where Supercheap Auto comes in. We've been helping people tinker for 50 years. For people like Bill, Lucy, Kevin, other Kevin.
Oi, get off my car!
Didn't catch this guy's name. Not Patrick. He doesn't shop with us. Whoever you are, whatever you drive, we'll help you make it super.
Supercheap Auto. You've got to love it. Kevin everywhere.
Yeah, he doesn't shop with us. Yeah.
And we keep running along here. Might just drop back, have a look at another one of our crowd favourite drivers, Andrew Ritchie, James Chastaneef, Scott's teammate. So the Banter Alliance driver sitting in 30th, up 8 spots. And another big shout out to his teammate, Roy Clark from the Banter Alliance. And Roy, of all people, raced on Scops on the weekend. So well done, Roy. Congratulations, mate.
A very good effort.
Hey. And Roy, of course, here in the ding-dong battle with Pavlich, Campbell, Dobell, and Alan Dawson and Ash Davies behind, as Schultz and Chadwick now go into the pits, which frees up War Boys. And we might just have a look at that battle up front here. Chastaneef has managed to hang on to Dengate a bit. So great effort going on all around here. Might sort of drop back. These boys have all spread out a little bit with the two boys going into the pits. Sean Rigby, of course, up in 12th. It's a great drive from Sean tonight. He's up 3 spots. Might jump back to 22nd. Hayden Norris tracking down Andrew Archer. Andrew up 21 spots in 21st. As we saw Hayden off on the wall before, so he's managed to fight his way back a little bit and get up 4 spots.
Bugs jumped out. See if we can get him in here for chat.
We could. Where is he?
He's send him a message, see if he comes through.
So, Nath, how are your repairs going, mate?
Well, I hope there's no one else that wants to come into the pits at the moment. The crew seems to be having a little bit of a smoko break.
Oh,
We've
no.
got you live feed up.
We might be eating some ice cream.
Oh, no.
Tires will last longer.
Funny.
Just let me check in with them, and we have about another 5 minutes of ice cream eating before we're allowed back on track, so that's the verdict, ladies and gentlemen.
And Dengate, here comes Chasty. Chasty into 4th. Dengate trying the over and under to come back around the outside, not getting it done. Having a good look at the back of the BAR. Thinks about the inside. Varga on the comms on race chat.
Looks like he's back in.
Let's have a look, see if we can find the man, the myth, the legend. No, he's still off track. A great little battle here between these three. Just got to wonder whether McKnight's just sitting back there saving fuel.
Waiting.
Just waiting his time. Come through, slip up into 4th spot.
I think waiting to pounce is the correct terminology there.
And a big shout
As he
out.
always does.
Big shout out too to Scotty Parents. So Scotty caught up in the middle of this action here, but Scotty, of course, regular in split 2, with us only running one split tonight, being the 300k race. And Scotty, of course, representing Pecky Performance Racing, he's up 12 spots in 41st. So that's a bloody good effort from Scotty. I'm sure Pecky and the boys will be bloody happy with how well you've gone, mate. And Chastity, War Boys. Right, start again. Chastity, Dengate, McKnight. Dengate now putting the big move on here. Trying to get it done. And it's going to run wide.
Taking a cheeky 1x, I reckon, to help hold the spot.
Yep.
But you have a few of them up your sleeve. You have to pick and choose them wisely.
You would have used all 12 of yours on the front straight, didn't you?
I reckon I used about 200 on the front straight.
Yeah.
And we might just have a quick look at Steve Martin. He's up 23 spots in 24th from Century Motorsport. A good drive from Steve tonight as well. And Ash Barella, he's up 18 spots in 26th with a straight looking car. I think all the laps he did at Le Mans on the weekend might have paid off by the looks. And Liam Jensen behind him there. And while he's going back through the pack, Alan Dawson. He's working his way back through. Riot Simsport. Although it looks like he's been in a few battles tonight. Poor old Alan. Blair Van Ree got back out on track. He's still on lap 52.
His crew mustn't be eating ice cream.
War Boys, he's definitely pulled away from Coleman now. It's still got 5 seconds to get to Delaney in front of him. But Chastity, McKnight, these boys here still having a ding-dong battle. And of course you've got James Scott and P1, who's 0.8 of a second ahead of his teammate Adam Briggs, 7 seconds up the road from Dyson, who's 5 seconds up the road from this battle we got here. So after having 3 safety cars, the race has pretty well much settled down quite well. And James Scott showing a lovely set of clean heels. It was very impressive to watch as he came through the traffic early on, when half of the field didn't take a pit stop under the safety car.
Yeah, it just shows some of the class of the drivers that we have here, like for a lot of the boys that are up the front there, and how whilst they took those pit stops when other people didn't and that, they still had to, not everyone up the front there's had a clear, easy run. They've all had some form of battling or elbows out or some form of taking care of the car that they've had to do, so it's been very impressive to watch.
Absolutely. As we even drop back here, we're sitting on a battle for 32nd, 33rd, 34th, 35th. Just shows how competitive the battle packs are throughout the whole field we've got here. As Chris Ireland now goes in for his last stop. Let's have a quick look back up the front. Jump back on McKnight. McKnight's now gotten for Chastity. Yeah. So it looks like Chastity might have made a mistake, maybe. There's...
No, he got past. He just got past turn 1.
Got past turn 1.
Quite clean. Little tap, but quite clean otherwise.
Not sure what happened to Vargo. I've just got him as he just jumped to pits. So entered pit lane, left pit lane, entered pit lane, and then jumped to pits. So not sure the story there. Mitch Campbell left pit lane and then jumped to pits as well.
If Jamie keeps this up, I think he's going to get the drive of the day. With 14 laps to go.
Definitely up 20 spots, as we always say, to be up 20 spots in the top 10.
Yeah, that's it. And to be 5th. And I know we had an incident early in the race. So, it's well deserving for me.
Well,
As long as he hasn't got a penalty for any reason.
There's Kenneth Ladder
I'll
here.
have to confirm that one.
Kenny Ladder having a good look on War Boys here. I'm sure that would bring tears to the eyes of the guy that does deliveries of Blake's car. Looking at the shape it's in. Dave Baldock on the chat. Reckons the car behind looks awesome. Of course, Mr. Baldock couldn't make it earlier this evening because he's furiously been doing laps for Vets Prequel.
Why would you do that? East Coast commentary here. That's the place to be.
Dave,
Practice for Vets later.
Dave Baldock. He's Roy Clark's teammate, split 2 driver of Vets. Getting a bit worried that a few blokes are going to knock him out of split 2, I heard. Myself not included. Of course, it comes back to what we were talking about earlier this evening, of the rumour going around that Ben Anthony's been docking my time in the pre-qual for Vets to ensure I stay in split 3 to do the split 3 drivers lounge.
Is that what you've been up to, Johnny?
I've heard there's been a rumour going around that extra seconds are being added to my time. As we might just jump back up, McKnight now is under all sorts of pressure still from Chastity, and Blake Delaney has come in and said, I'm here for a look. Speaking of Roy Clark, we've had an off. We'll go to the Supercheap Auto replay.
It's also missing a boot and a wing.
Too wide. He's low, Roy. No, there's a fence there. Bang.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Scops driver Roy Clark into the fence in the centre curves.
Oh, dearie dear.
Oh.
And Chastity having a really good look at the back here of McKnight. As we look over the Bay 21 logo on the bonnet of Chastity's car. A very good coffee Bay 21.
Oh, Dave's fired back.
You do know, Dave, that with the 22 other drivers that come into the lounge, I don't actually say much. I just have the fun job of asking the question and dropping the mic.
Dave must have done a really, really good time in Vets being that cheeky. He's all chipper and happy. Go on, what other one-liners have you got there, Mr. Baldock? Throwing out the challenge.
Hey, Chastity here in a great little battle with McKnight. As we move on to lap 59, 11 to go. Andrew Ritchie on the blower. Not sure what's happened to Andrew, but he's definitely going out to big agricultural. Notice how when Dave gets on the chat, all the BAR cars start having incidents. As Chastity puts the big move on McKnight here.
Jamie's holding it.
No, Chastity's through. Chastity's through. Look out. Delaney's going to come into this argument here. as we go to the Matty McMillan curb cam.
What a shot. You know, one man that'll be praying that those three keep battling is Mr. Warboys, I reckon.
You reckon he's got a sniff?
Between he and Kenneth and the pack behind,
Yeah,
surely
100%.
they'd be hoping and praying that they keep battling away.
Not sure what you mean by no time's the garbage, Dave, but anyway. There's 10 to go. And still got half an hour, so definitely won't go time certain now, I don't think.
No,
Even
I'd
with-
have to basically finish all under safety car to go time certain now. Might give my crew enough time to finish her ice cream though, to be fair.
Is your car fixed yet or what? You got to get another lappy?
Oh, we can go for another lap if you want.
Maybe we should go on board with this lap.
Yeah?
Yep. We could do that.
We could almost we could try and find a nice little bit of real estate and see if we can provide the viewers with a hot lap here.
Well, let me know when you're about to go.
I might need a bit of assistance to find a bit of a gap.
Ooh, big move there. Blake Delaney slips it up on McKnight. There's Chassis.
Hey.
McKnight might be having some fuel problems.
Ooh, this could be interesting.
We might just jump on with McKnight here for a second. Scotty Perrin's in there. We'll skip that. We'll go on board with McKnight and just see if we can hear if he's doing a big fuel save.
Fortunately, I don't think there's enough real estate around for you.
No, it's I'm gonna rely on you here, Joshy, to let me know when to go.
No, there is one big
I'm
gap,
on it.
but you don't really
I
want to
reckon
jump in
go-
it.
Yeah, you're right, because it's James Scott coming.
Hmm.
Alright, I reckon you could make a move like now.
Okay, we're going.
Yep, if you make a move now.
Yeah.
Got a lot of trust in you here. Oh, let Mr. Roy Clark past.
Where are we?
There we go.
All right.
Tucking in
Talk a lap.
behind Mr.
Talk a lap, Nath.
Okay, here we go. Going down into turn 4. An interesting spot to start. Down 2 gears into third. You've got to pull it up a little bit more than what you want. Feed a little bit of throttle. Go really carefully. You don't, whoa, nearly do that. As you come down, flat stick all through here. The right-hand side tyres are really hating life right about now. Now time for the left because we do, again, 2 quick short shifts down to third. Going around. Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. Go careful on that throttle. Don't want to mess it up too much. Pull it up a little bit. Usually hold second. Get a little squirt in, pull it up again, patient, wait, slowly feeding it on and off we go again. Up the hill, third, quick short shift, back down to second, pull it up, hold it nice and tight, yet again. Up through, full throttle, holding it for as long as we can, going feathering again, feather, pluck fourth. Down here, just nick the ripple strip, heavy braking again, down to second gear. Feeding and full throttle now, and whoa. That is a lot of talking through there. So now's when you get a little bit of a breath back around here, but still the right-hand side tyres are copying an absolute beating, they are. But that is one lap. But to go through the section we haven't done yet, turn 1, 2, huge braking about to come up through here on the brakes, pulling it up, try not to lock it. The camber of the track's really making it tricky. Pulling up, holding so a little bit, again feathering. And now we're trying to hold full throttle. Now, interestingly, you have to back off a little bit, otherwise it gets a little bit squirmy as you whoop, going around just like that. And then you get a little breath again. And deja vu, we're now back to turn 4 again.
No worries. That's Nathan Brown's lap of Interlagos in the Petters WK&P car. Thank
Yeah,
you,
not the
Nathan.
quickest going around.
It's all right. You did well,
Just
mate.
looking at that, you hit every apex. I don't even think you're wide at all.
Chassis
That's,
here, still under a lot of pressure here from Blake Delaney. This is the battle now for 5th and 6th. McKnight is back to 7th. Still up 18 spots. And War Boys is under putting a bit of pressure now on Kenny Ladder. So Blake's dropped off a little bit here too, I think. The War Boys in 9th, Ladder in 8th, both of them down 3 spots from where they started. Damien Johnston on the blower, not sure what that's for. But James Chastaneef under a lot of pressure here from Blake Delaney in the slipstream. Delaney looking for the pass. Getting the job done.
Easy done.
My lefts and rights confused there, so sorry for that. And Delaney getting a nice drive out of the corner there. Chastaneef now with McKnight right behind him. And might just come back down to 7/8, Nicholas Loveridge. Just looks like Simon Chadwick's just got past him. Great little battle pack behind that with Damien Johnson, Hayden Norris, Simon Vella. But the story so far, the story of the night's James Scott, our race leader. He got away from the start, kept out of trouble early, managed to dive into the pits early with a pit stop under the first safety car, which put him back into the mid-pack, into the mid-20s. He managed to come back through the field reasonably well without too much drama, and has then continued on back in front, and he's 3.6 seconds ahead of Adam Briggs, his teammate. Adam managed to hang on quite well for most of the night, so keeping it in within a second or two, but he's dropped off a little bit here towards the end. But Briggs has got a 6-second lead from Andrew Dyson, the simrig.com DPR car of Andrew, sitting in 3rd, doing very well here, and he's 9 seconds up the road, of course, from WK&P Sim Sports Harrison Dengate. Fantastic drive from Harrison. I think hasn't made a mistake all night. And Blake Delaney is sitting in 5th spot. So a great drive here from the Fishy Motorsports driver. He's managed to get himself past the battle behind him between James Chastaneef and Jamie McKnight. And Kenny Ladder's managed to hang on to the top 10, sitting in 8th spot. He's a good 3 seconds behind McKnight, with War Boys keeping him quite honest behind, with half a second behind him. Still battling with 5 to go, of course. And then Dave Coleman up 20 spots, rounds out our top 10. Followed by Michael Whiting, Cameron Jones, Jamie Davis having a cracker of a drive tonight. He's sitting in 13th, up 3 spots, but he's only made 2 stops, so he's still got another stop to make, Jamie Davis. Same thing with Matt Thompson. My iRacing has him, or SDK has him down for 2 stops. Matt Stewart, he's done really well as well. The Vast Motorsport driver, missing his rear boot as well. And he's under a lot of pressure from Chadwick. Then we come back to Nicholas Loveridge, Damien Johnston, Hayden Norris, Simon Vella. And an awesome drive from Loveridge here from Backmarker Racing. He's done quite well this evening. He'll be up 28 spots. And Damien Johnston, just mentioned those boys. Matthew Brunt, of course, from Synergy Sim Racing sitting in 23rd. He's had a good race as well, up 20 spots. Andrew Archer from Backmarker Racing. He's up 17 spots in 25th. Brad Doble, he's up 24 spots in 30th. There's been some really good drives throughout the group. Of course, Brad from Bogan's Racing. There's been some good drives by everybody, really, and some good battles like that Nicholas Loveridge battle pack. You know, these guys here are all still within 2 seconds, throwing over 5-6 cars.
I thought there'd be a lot more safety cars given the start, but it looks like everyone seems to have calmed down.
Yeah, we got Nathan Brown. We got Nathan Brown off the track.
Nathan's off the track.
Oh, you're all cunny funts, aren't you? But there is a bit of a coincidence here. I'm a little bit concerned. I don't know if I should laugh or cry, to be honest.
And that's Chadwick past Stewart. And we might jump back up to the other big battle. They've now closed back up on Blake Delaney. So Chastity Delaney in 5th, Chastaneef in 6th, McKnight in 7th. These boys all bunching back up. We do have a stopped car. I'm not sure who that is. I think it's Scotty Perrins. He's still rolling.
Be interesting.
He's still rolling. Zach Skiers had a crash as well. We might just quickly go to the Supercheap Auto replay. And Zach just old tyres. Hang it out. Gets, slight little clip. And waiting. I think he's going to get going here by the looks. We'll go back to live pictures because this Blake Delaney battle's really closing up as Chastity looks left, looks right. Goes to the right again. Delaney defends on the inside. Locks it up, runs over the grass. It's a slow exit. That allows Chastity to come through. Chastity now moves up into 5th spot. McKnight now going to have a look on Delaney coming down. Nicer exit from McKnight. What can he do at the end of the straightaway here? He has a little bit of a look. Not quite. Tucks back in. A bit slow out of the exit out of 4. Sweeps through 5. Chastity now under the pressure as Delaney fights back. And quickly jump to Matt Thompson. Matt Thompson looking to put the move on here on Jamie Davis. Side by side.
Get him?
Oh, don't think he has.
No.
This is great side-by-side racing by these two guys. Come back and have a look at that. We'll jump back up to Chastity. Chastity's still under all sorts of pressure from Delaney. And we've got another car stopped on track. Alan Dawson, I think. One of the right cars. Looks like he's going to get it going. And jump back on with Chastity as we come into turn 1 into the centre S. So McKnight, of course, getting a really good view of the battle in front of him here. He's waiting again to try and pick up the crumbs.
Oh, he's having a look.
Having a big look. No, not quite getting it there. McKnight coming back at it. Chastity holds him wide. Few guys off track still. Less than 5 to go, so I don't think there'll be a safety car.
No safety car.
As James Scott starts his penultimate lap. Now McKnight here, is he in the slipstream of Delaney? Will he get enough of a tow? Will Delaney get enough of a tow? On Chastity in front.
Very defensive.
Very defensive. Just open the door for McKnight.
I think it might.
Of course, we've still got...
Jamie's very vocal on the radio.
Of course he is.
Just something different.
And of course, Kenny Ladder's come to the back of this battle as well. On Dawson getting out of the way there. Nicely done. And I'll tell you what, Chastity is under all sorts of pressure here.
You can hold it on for one more lap, it'd be great drive.
As James Scott goes over the line to take the white flag. We're nearly home.
Very, very close.
Oh, Jamie very sideways on exit.
That's allowed them to get a gap, but that's also probably allowed Kenny Ladder to have a look at McKnight as well. Stay here with Chastaneef and Delaney as they go past for the white flag. And it looks like Ladder has got past McKnight. Jamie won't be happy about that. Chastity, has he got enough? Too wide.
Not holding it there. Oh no.
A lot of too wide driving through here. As we come down into turn 4, very defensive from Chastaneef. Stengate goes through in 4th. So, Blake Delaney from Fishy Motorsports. Still trying to go the wrong way round the outside. Chastity hangs on.
Very nicely, Chastity.
He is. But
he does. He just needs to get it in here.
Needs to hold this line here. Still too wide. This is epic racing. Both of them loose. Both of them don't touch each other. And I tell you what, I reckon Delaney's got him here. And James Scott has crossed the line. I don't mean to be rude. We're going to go back to that. Scott's crossed the line as winner. Second place is Adam Briggs. Andrew Dyson has brought it home in 3rd. Dengate coming around the final turn. Comes home in 4th spot.
Oh, Chastity's in the fence.
Oh, we'll go back and we'll unpack that. So Delaney, Chastity's going to finish there. Warboy's right behind. We'll go back. We'll unpack that. We'll go back onto the Supercheap Auto replay and have a look what happened to Chastity. Oop, just went wide on the grass. So
They're
did...
just keeping it flat. Full committed.
Yep, absolutely. And Kenny Ladder, of course, going with him. So that was a ding-dong battle. So the next question is
who's going to be the final car to cross that start-finish line? That's the big question.
That's the big question. Let's see if we can find him. Look at him. Look at this old jalopy.
Surprise! Ice cream's done.
Surprise!
All in their bellies.
Surprised they put him back out on track.
Look, it's all about their. It's all about it doing it for the boys. It
and
is.
Quick question, of course, to Josh Strage. Who is your driver of the day?
You know what? I'm going with 2.
You're gonna go. Oh,
yeah.
you're the man. You're allowed to. Yeah.
Now, first one is Jamie, and the second one, I'm giving it to Chastity. That was a very good drive, considering the last lap. Very clean, very quick. can go on both of them.
No worries. Well, hopefully they'll come in. Look at this idiot. He's coming across the line. It's a big drive of the day. I'm surprised you put yourself back out on this straight. You'd be having PSD from the helicopter you did there earlier.
It's like a lot of things, you just got to tackle those fears head on, and we've overcome it. So now we're celebrating with a rather large burnout, to say the least.
Absolutely. Some great drives. Quickly go back down through the list here as well. Dave Coleman up 20 spots into 10th. Great drive from him. McKnight, of course, finished 6th, up 19 spots. Great battle with James Chastaneuf, who had a run in there at the end. That is a good burnout. Some other big drives. Matt Stewart up 13 into 16. Nicholas Loveridge up 28 into 17. Simon Vella up 18 into 18th. Great drive from Simon there. Andrew Archer up 20 into 22nd. Ash Barella up 21 spots into 23rd. So obviously doing the 24-hour race paid off for him. And Steve Martin, of course, up 21 into 26. Peter Pavlovic is 21 spots up into 30th. Brad Doble, 21 spots up into 33. Roy Clark up 10 spots into 38. Blair Van Ree was up 9 spots into 40th, so finished as a finisher. And Scotty Perrins finished in 44th, which was a great drive from Scotty, considering he's playing around for the boys in Split 1. We might quickly jump in now and grab our race leader.
Winner,
yeah, he's led to win. We'll bring him in and have a chat. James, congratulations, mate. That was a fantastic victory. And you've got to be pretty happy with the fact that you managed to stay out of a lot of the dramas that were going on behind you.
Yeah, thanks, mate. Yeah, I'm lucky I didn't get involved in any of that carnage behind. I heard a lot of people blowing up on the radio for one reason or another. But yeah, there was, I don't know, I swear there was cars off every lap. I don't know. Like, this track's, I guess, not normally known for that. So I don't know why. Like, it's not a street track or anything. So I don't know why it was so. Maybe, I don't know, or something. But yeah, looked like it was chaos back there.
Oh, it was. It was some of the best side-by-side racing we've seen for a very long time. Battle packs of 4 or 5 cars, 2 or 3 wide, coming into turn 1, which was just there. And 99% of the time, they managed not to get into each other. So it was quite entertaining to watch.
Yeah, it's always good. Obviously, the track's very dependent on the draft, so sure that obviously makes for good racing, and obviously really hard to pull away as well, because it's worth quite a lot around here.
Of course, is there anyone you want to give a shout out to tonight?
Yeah, obviously all the guys at Synergy. Cars been pretty good these last few weeks. Although I did struggle maybe a little bit tonight. I didn't really have much of a warm up, which obviously didn't do many favors really. Blew the tires off it pretty quickly in the first stint. So, but yeah, the car was good. It was just more the driver behind the wheel who probably wasn't quite at it. But obviously our sponsors as well: Wave Runner Performance, Smith and Sons, JK Science, Too Easy Finance, West End Mazda, Newlon Oils, and obviously all the guys behind the scenes. You guys putting on the broadcast, and obviously congrats to the other guys on the podium as well.
Thanks, mate. We might bring in your teammate and second place getter, Adam. Adam, congratulations on a P2, mate.
Thanks, John. Yeah, it was a long race, and yeah, the setup was really, really good. It's just James had a little bit better tyre life and much better rhythm. So yeah, anyway, here's what it is.
You should be happy though. You managed to stay out of most of the chaos going on behind you.
Yeah, well, and the safety cars and all that sort of stuff. It could have easily gone the other way too. So yeah, so we're all talking, and the boys made all the right calls, and and yeah, we had the speed and had the strategy to get the result, so that's good.
That's good, mate. Anyone want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, so obviously all the boys at Synergy, James did a lot of work on the set, so a lot of kudos to James there. But yeah, Wave Runner Performance Center, yeah, Posse's Mechanical, Smiths and Sons as well. All those guys, JK Signs, Dr. Epoxy, they all make our car look great. So yeah, it's really good, and thank you for them.
All good, mate. We might bring in our third place getter, Mr. Andrew Dyson. Andrew, congratulations on P3, mate. Looks like you got caught up in a fair bit of a battle there for the first half of the race.
Oh, most of it was my own doing, bud. But yeah, thanks, man. It was good fun for the most part.
That was good. And how did you find the safety cars? These boys all sort of dove in. Were you a bit worried the wrong strategy there for a while, or?
Oh, I forgot one of the rules, so that was my fault on one of them ones, and I asked for some clarification during the race, and race control was nice enough to explain that one to me. So thanks to those guys for that, and we got it all together and managed to get the pit stops in that I was supposed to get when I was supposed to get them done. So it worked out all right.
Oh, that's good. And anyone you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, for sure, man. I just say, thanks to all the guys for putting on the league. It's pretty stressful tonight, obviously, and a lot of cars and maintenance and all the rest of it. But hopefully we can see what's happened and learn from it and move on.
Absolutely. It's never easy when they start doing with maintenance and everything else. Yeah. Anyway, we're missing Jamie McKnight, but we'll bring in James Chastaneef, our driver of the day. Chasty, congratulations on driver of the day, mate.
Hey, cheers. Thanks. I'll take that one.
You and Jamie just toe to toe for a very long time now.
Yeah, well, even Blake as well. So that last lap was pretty spectacular. I think we were alongside pretty much all the way around. So yeah, that was pretty fun to watch.
Yeah, definitely. It looked like going into the last corner there, you just weren't going to back off.
Yeah, well, I thought I'd just hold it around the outside, and I thought I had the speed coming out too, but my right rear tyre was just completely gone with about 10 laps to go. So when I got Blake back, I wasn't expecting to get him back. I think he got caught up with a lap car, so I was a bit cheeky to sneak past him there. And then, yeah, I was just trying to hold him off, but yeah, no, I was just trying to have a bit of fun with it. And yeah, it didn't really work out for me in the end position-wise, but yeah, no, it was good fun, so I'll take that.
And of course, you had Bulldog in the chat supporting you tonight as well.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I haven't seen it, but yeah, he's always there. So thanks, Dave.
We stir him up, don't worry.
Yeah, he's good.
And I'll let Josh explain what you get for driver of the day.
Awesome.
You'll receive if you go on the Bathurst, a pit tour of the Supercheap Auto Garage with Craig Lowndes.
Ah, cool. Cheers. Awesome.
And anyone you want to give a shout out to? Well, we got you here.
Yeah, just the Band Alliance team. I have to do a special mention to One Sport because I completely missed them in the interview last night. So sorry, Darren. One Sport Sportswear, Bay 21 Coffee, TR Wichello Constructions, VFS, and LGC Images. And yeah, thanks to Mum and Dad at home.
Too easy. And
awesome. Thanks, guys.
Of course, the other person who got the driver of the day tonight was Jamie McKnight, but I won't get a chance to talk to Jamie, so at least we all get a word in. So moving forward next week, boys, we're off to a 250k race at Bathurst. Any thoughts from the crowd in the room?
Hopefully less pirouettes from this driver throughout the race. That'll be good. Hopefully we make it to the end. A little less ice cream. How about you boys?
Yeah, Bathurst. It's a tough track that everyone gets on board and everyone hot laps. So there's lots of people that come out swinging that otherwise, essentially there's lots of people on the pace essentially. So it should be a good race.
Should be. Looking forward to it. Of course, hopefully we'll be back to our normal time slot and it should be a good ding-dong battle for all. So just want to give a big thanks to Josh for jumping in the chat tonight with Mark Duggan away on leave, and Nado for trying to do driving and broadcasting commitments.
Yeah, it's I need to work on my multitasking skills there. Not gonna lie.
That's all right, mate. It's all right. It's good to have you back. It's been a while since I've had you in the box. And we'll have a mystery guest with us again next week. Not sure who it is yet. We'll work that one out. And we will hopefully see you all then. Thanks very much, guys, for putting on another fantastic race. And thanks very much to our sponsor, of course, Supercheap Auto.
There's no arguing that people love their cars.
We weren't arguing.
They talk about their cars, sing about their cars. Some people even look like their car. Whether it's an old car, new old car, fast car, family car, electric car, race car, two-wheel car, no-wheel car, or a car you know's parked around here somewhere. People who love their cars love to tinker with them. Some people tinker big, some people tinker small, some people tinker some degree between those two variables.
Whose voice is that?
And that's where Supercheap Auto comes in. We've been helping people tinker for 50 years. For people like Bill, Lucy, Kevin, other Kevin.
Oi, get off my car!
Didn't catch this guy's name.
It's Kevin.
Not Patrick. He doesn't shop with us. Whoever you are, whatever you drive, we'll help you make it super. Because super is our middle name.